Wel heddi, dwi wedi bod yn ysgol Santes Fair yng Nghas Gwent, a mae wedi bod yn wych am sawl rheswm, ond un o'r rhesymau ni yw'r ffaith maen nhw wedi bod yn defnyddio'r Adroddiad Blynyddol i wella be maen nhw'n wneud o fewn cyffiniau'r ysgol. A dyna'r pwynt. Mae estyn wedi bod yn ceisio i sicrhau bod be dyn ni'n cyhoeddi trwy'r Adroddiad Blynyddol yn haws i chi ddarllen, yn haws i chi feddwl amdano, a hefyd bod ni'n cyhoeddi adnoddau i gefnu'r adroddiad hynny i sicrhau bod eich weithred chi yn gwella ar draws y wlad, bob bynnag sector.
So we're currently facing a lot of challenges in the primary sector at the moment. We are still recovering from post-pandemic issues and problems. We're looking at what children have missed and what gaps they need to fill in. We are also tackling to make sure that we've got a purposeful curriculum in place and making sure that through the ALN reform, children are getting what they need when they need it. Using the resources from the Estyn annual report has been really beneficial to us. We've used the school council resource with our school council to get children's views on where they think we need to improve as a school. We think that pupil voice is very important, and we've used pupil voice in many areas of school improvement. What the resource has done for us has really made us stop, because where we have improved before and got pupil voice, this has made us start from the pupils, so getting areas for development from the pupils and from that resource. I think it was really important for us that we use that pupil influence to make sure that it guides us as professionals to where we need to go with our school.
And so the primary resources that Estyn have offered for us have been used in school by our school council group and also our pupil leaders, and the resources are very accessible for the children. They were able to facilitate their own meeting, totally independent of adults, and from those discussions they were so confident in identifying sort of our own school strengths with regards to pupil voice, but also, more importantly, those ways forwards for us. And following those discussions, the school council are already thinking of ways that we can now move forward. They're very enthusiastic since using the resource. It was very beneficial for them.
After using the resource, we gathered feedback from pupils about the resource to see how useful they found it. They did find it useful. They enjoyed being able to give their opinions on the questions that were asked. But for me, it turned into a bigger conversation with our school council and our pupil leaders about what happens with that information, that we don't just take the information and do nothing with it. It actually feeds into our school development plan and our improvement journey.
So we use the template we're providing as part of the resources. Once we'd had those discussions with the pupil leaders and school councils, we then used the online resource. The children completely filled it in independently. And from the discussions around pupil voice within our school, they were quite confidently able to articulate strengths and areas for development. One particular example, the children were able to articulate very clearly about the range of academic trips we do within school. However, they've lacked the experience of actually planning their own trip and deciding on the location of their trips. So moving forward, the school council and pupil leaders have already decided how we're going to do that as a school and how we're going to involve children more in those decision makings.
The other reason why it's great to be here in St Mary's is the way that they really adapted and really made huge changes and progress in the way they provide Welsh language across the school. And that's been fantastic to see. But again, it's just a sign really that's reflected in this year's annual report is a number of the priorities you'll be seeing across your sectors, including deprivation and other matters.
Following Estyn's report, it does state that the Welsh language has declined because of the pandemic. So we've worked hard at St Mary's to make sure that we develop our Welsh language skills. We looked at staff attitudes towards Welsh and staff skills in Welsh initially, to make sure that that attitude towards the language and towards learning was cascaded through the school. That was where we first started, and I think it changed the whole atmosphere of learning Welsh in the school.
Ers Covid, rydyn ni wedi canolbwyntio ar lles, y sgiliau a Chymraeg. Aethon ni i Brifysgol Caerdydd i ddysgu Cymraeg ar y cwrs sabothol Cymraeg mewn blwyddyn. Roedd yn gyfle gwych ac mae wedi cael effaith positif iawn ar ddisgyblion a staff yn yr ysgol.
Roedd y cwrs yn brofiad anhygoel a chrydyn ni'n argymell i bob athro. Yn yr ysgol, mae wedi bod yn bwysig iawn i siarad gyda rhieni a disgyblion, i gasglu adbwrdd.
It's been a pleasure today to be at St Mary's Roman Catholic School in Chepstow. Part of that pleasure was from seeing how they've been using our annual report to improve practice. And that's really what Estyn's about, is making sure that the work that we do actually helps the whole sectors across education and training in Wales improve.